they will beg for you 3 strategies to make them value you. Stoicism. Step 1. Cultivating inner strength, the Stoic path to self-respect and magnetic influence. Inner strength is one of the most valuable attributes a person can cultivate. In a world that constantly pulls us in different directions, tests our patience, and challenges our sense of self-worth, the ability to stand firm and resilient is rare and powerful. Stoicism, an ancient school of philosophy, offers timeless guidance for developing this inner strength, allowing us to find peace, independence, and, paradoxically, the kind of magnetic quality that naturally draws others to value us. At the heart of Stoicism lies the profound understanding that while we cannot control the events around us, we have complete control over our thoughts, emotions, and actions. This realization shifts our focus inward, enabling us to cultivate a sense of self-worth that is impervious to external validation. When we build this resilience and emotional independence, we become unshakable, and others inevitably begin to notice and respect this quality. The foundation of inner strength, control and acceptance. The cornerstone of cultivating inner strength lies in recognizing what is within our control and what is not. The Stoics emphasize this distinction as the starting point for a meaningful and empowered life. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This simple yet profound idea liberates us from the fruitless endeavor of controlling the uncontrollable. Instead, it invites us to focus on what truly matters, our perceptions, judgments, and responses to the world. When rejection, criticism, or setbacks occur, our instinct is often to react emotionally, to lash out, or to internalize the experience as a reflection of our worth. However, the Stoic mindset teaches us to pause and reflect: is this event within my control? Can I influence it, or is my energy better spent managing my reaction? This ability to detach from external outcomes is the bedrock of inner strength. For example, consider someone who faces professional rejection. A person without inner strength might spiral into self-doubt or bitterness, seeking validation through overcompensation or blame. A Stoic, however, would view the rejection as an external event, beyond their control, and focus instead on their response. They might calmly analyze what can be learned, improve where possible, and move forward without lingering emotional baggage. Building resilience through emotional independence. True resilience arises from emotional independence, the capacity to maintain your composure and sense of self-worth regardless of how others treat you. This does not mean shutting off your emotions or becoming indifferent. On the contrary, it means mastering them so they serve you rather than control you. Emotional independence starts with a clear understanding of your intrinsic value. As the Stoics often remind us, our worth is not determined by external accolades or criticism. Instead, it is rooted in our character, virtues, and how we choose to live. Seneca, another Stoic philosopher, wrote, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, who is poor." When we constantly seek validation from others, we place our happiness and sense of worth in their hands. This makes us vulnerable to their whims and judgments, leaving us in a state of perpetual insecurity. By contrast, when we derive our self-worth from within, we become self-sufficient, confident, and grounded. For instance, imagine a person who seeks approval from their social circle. Their happiness fluctuates based on others' opinions, leaving them anxious and susceptible to manipulation. A Stoic, however, finds fulfillment in living virtuously and aligning their actions with their principles. This internal stability makes them less dependent on external approval, freeing them to act authentically and confidently. The magnetic power of composure and grace. One of the most striking qualities of those who possess inner strength is their composure. In a society driven by instant gratification and emotional reactivity, the ability to remain calm under pressure is both rare and admirable. This calmness, rooted in Stoic principles, is not a facade but a genuine reflection of inner peace. When you respond to challenges and conflicts with calm detachment and grace, you demonstrate a level of control and maturity that commands respect. People are naturally drawn to those who exude confidence and stability because they offer a sense of security and reliability. For example, consider a leader who faces a crisis. While others panic or become overwhelmed, the composed leader assesses the situation rationally, makes thoughtful decisions, and communicates calmly. Their demeanor inspires trust and admiration, making them a natural authority figure. This magnetic quality is not the result of manipulation but of genuine inner strength. The Stoics teach us to cultivate this composure through regular practice and reflection. By anticipating potential challenges and rehearsing our responses, we train our minds to remain steady in the face of adversity. This practice, known as premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils, involves envisioning potential difficulties and preparing ourselves to face them with courage and grace. Letting go of validation, the paradox of influence. One of the paradoxes of cultivating inner strength is that by letting go of the need for external validation, we often receive more respect and admiration from others. When we no longer depend on others' opinions for our self-worth, we project a sense of confidence and independence that is inherently attractive. This principle can be observed in personal relationships, professional settings, and social interactions. People respect those who value themselves and who are not overly concerned with winning approval. This does not mean becoming arrogant or dismissive, rather, it means acting with integrity and self-assurance, regardless of others' reactions. The Stoics remind us that seeking validation is a futile pursuit. As Epictetus famously said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." This counterintuitive advice highlights the importance of prioritizing growth and authenticity over public opinion. When we embrace this mindset, we free ourselves from the anxiety of trying to please everyone, allowing us to focus on what truly matters. Practical steps to cultivate inner strength. While the journey to inner strength is deeply personal, Stoicism offers practical tools to guide us along the way. Here are a few practices that can help. Daily reflection. Set aside time each day to reflect on your thoughts, actions, and responses. Ask yourself whether you acted in alignment with your values and what you can learn from the day's experiences. Meditation on control. Remind yourself of what is within your control and what is not. Visualize challenges and rehearse how you will respond with calmness and integrity. Gratitude and perspective. Practice gratitude for the things you can control, your character, choices, and virtues. Recognize the transient nature of external events and focus on what truly matters. Journaling. Keep a journal to document your thoughts, challenges, and progress. Writing helps clarify your thinking and provides a record of your growth. Conclusion. The legacy of inner strength. Cultivating inner strength is not about seeking power or dominance over others. Instead, it is about mastering yourself, your thoughts, emotions, and actions so that you can live with peace, purpose, and authenticity. When you embody these qualities, you naturally inspire respect and admiration, not because you seek them, but because they are the byproducts of your inner growth. Stoicism reminds us that true strength lies within, and that by focusing on what we can control, our character and actions, we unlock a profound sense of self-worth and resilience. This strength not only enriches our own lives but also positively influences those around us, creating a ripple effect of respect and value. In the words of Marcus Aurelius, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." By living this principle, we become the kind of person others value not out of obligation, but out of genuine admiration for our strength and integrity. Subscribe to the channel to watch these Stoicism videos regularly and share with your friends. Step 2. Living with purpose, a Stoic blueprint for clarity and respected integrity. Living with purpose is not merely an ideal, it is a profound and empowering approach to life that cultivates clarity, discipline, and respect. Rooted in Stoic philosophy, the practice of living with purpose emphasizes aligning our actions with enduring virtues and meaningful goals rather than succumbing to fleeting desires or external pressures. It is a way of living that centers on clarity of values and unwavering commitment, enabling us to transcend trivial distractions and command genuine respect from ourselves and others. In a world often driven by instant gratification and superficial measures of success, the Stoic idea of living with purpose serves as a compass to navigate life with intention and integrity. By understanding our values, defining our goals, and committing to a path of virtue, we can cultivate a sense of fulfillment and independence that inspires admiration, even from those who initially fail to recognize our worth. The foundation of purpose, understanding your values. At the heart of purposeful living lies a clear understanding of one's values. For the Stoics, values were not arbitrary but grounded in universal principles of virtue, wisdom, courage, justice, and self-control. These virtues, they believed, are the pillars of a meaningful life and the benchmarks against which all actions should be measured. To live with purpose, we must first identify what truly matters to us. This requires introspection and honesty, as well as the courage to reject societal expectations that conflict with our deeper principles. Seneca, a Stoic philosopher, warned against being aimlessly swept along by the tides of public opinion, writing, "If a man knows not to which port he sails, no wind is favorable." This metaphor highlights the importance of having a clear destination in life. Without a defined sense of purpose, we risk being driven by external circumstances or the whims of others, losing sight of what is genuinely important. A life without purpose is reactive and scattered, while a life rooted in values is deliberate and focused. Purpose is a source of strength. Living with purpose transforms our approach to challenges and setbacks. When our actions are guided by clear values, we gain the strength to persevere, even in the face of adversity. Purpose acts as a stabilizing force, providing a sense of direction and resilience when external circumstances are unpredictable or unfavorable. The Stoics recognized that a life without purpose is a life vulnerable to distraction and despair. In contrast, a purposeful life is characterized by clarity and discipline. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, frequently reminded himself of the importance of staying true to his values, writing, "At dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, I have work to do as a human being. Why am I dissatisfied if I'm going to do the things I was born for, things that are in line with my nature?" This practice of reconnecting with purpose serves as a powerful motivator, especially when faced with difficulties. By anchoring ourselves in our values, we develop the inner strength to overcome obstacles and remain committed to our path, regardless of external distractions or challenges. The power of commitment. One of the most striking aspects of those who live with purpose is their unwavering commitment to their goals and principles. This clarity and steadfastness command respect because they reflect a deep sense of integrity and self-awareness. When people observe someone who is clear about their values and resolute in their actions, they naturally gravitate toward them, drawn by the authenticity and confidence that purposeful living exudes. Living with purpose does not mean rigidly adhering to a single path or ignoring the need for flexibility. Instead, it means maintaining a clear sense of direction while adapting to circumstances in ways that remain aligned with one's values. This balance of consistency and adaptability is a hallmark of a life well lived, as it reflects both discipline and wisdom. For example, consider a person who is passionate about environmental sustainability. They might face criticism or skepticism from those who do not share their priorities. However, by staying true to their values, whether by reducing waste, supporting eco-friendly initiatives, or educating others, they embody the kind of commitment that earns long-term respect. Their actions are not swayed by external validation but are grounded in a clear sense of purpose. Purpose and the art of detachment. Another critical aspect of living with purpose is the ability to detach from outcomes that are beyond our control. The Stoics teach us to focus on the quality of our actions rather than their results, reminding us that true fulfillment comes from living in accordance with our values, not from external rewards or recognition. Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher, emphasized this principle, stating, "Seek not that the things which happen should happen as you wish, but wish the things which happen to be as they are, and you will have a tranquil flow of life." This mindset allows us to stay committed to our purpose even when others fail to appreciate our efforts or when external circumstances do not align with our expectations. It liberates us from the need for constant approval and enables us to act with integrity and confidence, knowing that our actions are rooted in something greater than immediate gratification or recognition. The practice of discernment. Living with purpose requires discernment, the ability to distinguish between what is essential and what is trivial. This practice, central to Stoicism, involves continuously evaluating our actions and decisions to ensure they align with our highest values. Marcus Aurelius urged himself to ask, "Is this essential?" This question serves as a powerful filter for our thoughts and actions, helping us eliminate distractions and focus on what truly matters. By prioritizing the essential, we cultivate a sense of discipline and clarity that strengthens our resolve and enhances our ability to live with purpose. For instance, someone who values personal growth might choose to spend their free time reading, meditating, or pursuing meaningful projects instead of mindlessly scrolling through social media. This deliberate choice reflects a commitment to their values and a rejection of distractions that do not serve their purpose. Inspiring respect through purposeful living. When we live with purpose, we naturally inspire respect, even from those who may initially undervalue us. People are drawn to those who demonstrate clarity, integrity, and commitment because these qualities reflect a level of self-awareness and authenticity that is both rare and admirable. For example, consider a professional who consistently delivers high-quality work, not to impress others but because they take pride in their craft. Even if their efforts are not immediately recognized, their dedication and excellence eventually become evident, earning them the respect and admiration of their peers. Similarly, in personal relationships, someone who lives with purpose and aligns their actions with their values is likely to inspire trust and respect. They do not compromise their principles for the sake of approval but remain true to themselves, creating a foundation of authenticity and mutual respect. The courage to stay the course. Living with purpose requires courage, particularly when faced with criticism or opposition. It is not always easy to stay true to one's values in a world that often prioritizes convenience, conformity, and superficial success. However, the Stoics remind us that true fulfillment comes from living in harmony with our principles, even when it requires sacrifice or effort. Seneca wrote, "It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare, it is because we do not dare that things are difficult." This call to courage encourages us to embrace the challenges that come with purposeful living, recognizing that they are an integral part of a life well lived. By staying the course and remaining committed to our values, we develop the resilience and integrity that define a truly meaningful existence. Conclusion: the legacy of a purposeful life. Living with purpose is a transformative journey that empowers us to navigate life with clarity, discipline, and integrity. By aligning our actions with our values and committing to a path of virtue, we cultivate a sense of fulfillment and independence that transcends external circumstances. The Stoic principles of purposeful living remind us that true respect and admiration come not from seeking approval but from embodying our highest ideals. When we live with purpose, we inspire others not through manipulation or persuasion but through the authenticity and confidence that come from a life rooted in meaning. Ultimately, living with purpose is not about perfection but about progress, about striving each day to align our actions with our values and to stay true to the principles that define us. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." By embracing this mindset, we not only enrich our own lives but also leave a lasting legacy of integrity and purpose that inspires respect and admiration in those around us. Step 3. Be generous but detached, the Stoic approach to giving without neediness. In a world where transactions often dominate relationships, where acts of kindness are frequently followed by unspoken expectations, true generosity stands out as a rare and admirable virtue. For the Stoics, the highest form of generosity is one that is free of attachment and expectation, a kind of giving that reflects inner strength, virtue, and wisdom. It is not about grand gestures or material wealth but about offering value to others in ways that enrich their lives, while remaining detached from how that value is received or reciprocated. This Stoic principle of generosity without attachment is both liberating and empowering. It shifts the focus from external rewards or recognition to the intrinsic joy of living in accordance with one's values. By embodying this mindset, we not only cultivate deeper relationships but also inspire genuine respect and admiration, as our actions reflect authenticity and self-sufficiency rather than a need for validation. The philosophy of detached generosity. At its core, Stoicism teaches that our actions should be guided by virtue rather than the pursuit of external rewards. Generosity, as a reflection of this virtue, is not contingent on how it is received or whether it is acknowledged. Instead, it stems from a desire to live in harmony with principles of kindness, justice, and compassion. Epictetus, one of the most influential Stoic philosophers, captured this idea succinctly when he advised, "Don't explain your philosophy. Embody it." This means that our actions, not our words or expectations, should reflect our commitment to generosity. To give freely and without neediness is to demonstrate inner strength, for it shows that our self-worth is not dependent on how others respond to our kindness. This detachment from outcomes is not indifference but rather a profound understanding that the act of giving itself is a reward. The liberating power of detached generosity. One of the most powerful aspects of detached generosity is the freedom it brings. When we give without strings attached, we free ourselves from the disappointment and resentment that often arise when expectations go unmet. This allows us to focus on the joy of contributing to others' well-being, rather than becoming entangled in the outcomes of our actions. For example, imagine someone who offers their time and expertise to help a colleague. If this generosity is accompanied by an expectation of gratitude or reciprocation, any lack of acknowledgement may lead to frustration or bitterness. However, if the act is performed purely out of a desire to be of service, the giver remains unaffected by the response, finding fulfillment in the act itself. This detachment is not only emotionally liberating but also strengthens our relationships. When people sense that our generosity is genuine and unencumbered by ulterior motives, they are more likely to value and trust us. Conversely, when kindness is perceived as transactional, it can create tension and distance, as it implies a lack of sincerity. Generosity as a reflection of inner strength. To give without expecting anything in return requires a strong sense of self-worth and independence. It is an act of courage and confidence, as it demonstrates that we are not dependent on external validation for our sense of fulfillment. This self-sufficiency, a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy, allows us to engage with others from a place of abundance rather than neediness. The Stoics understood that true strength lies in our ability to act virtuously regardless of external circumstances. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "A man's worth is no greater than the worth of his ambitions." When our ambitions are guided by the desire to embody virtue rather than to gain approval or recognition, we cultivate a sense of inner peace and resilience. This inner strength not only enriches our own lives but also inspires respect and admiration in those around us, as it reflects a deep sense of authenticity and integrity. The practice of generosity without attachment. Living generously without attachment does not mean giving indiscriminately or neglecting our own needs. On the contrary, it requires discernment and intentionality, as well as a clear understanding of our values and priorities. The Stoics emphasized the importance of aligning our actions with our highest principles, ensuring that our generosity reflects wisdom and virtue rather than impulsiveness or obligation. To practice detached generosity, we must first cultivate a mindset of abundance. This involves recognizing that we always have something to offer, whether it is our time, attention, knowledge, or resources. By focusing on what we can give rather than what we lack, we shift our perspective from scarcity to sufficiency, creating a foundation for meaningful and fulfilling interactions. For instance, consider someone who volunteers their time to mentor a younger colleague. Rather than viewing this act as a sacrifice or expecting something in return, they approach it as an opportunity to share their knowledge and contribute to the growth of another person. This mindset not only enhances the quality of their mentorship but also allows them to find joy and satisfaction in the act itself. The impact of detached generosity. Generosity without attachment has a profound impact on both the giver and the recipient. For the giver, it fosters a sense of purpose and fulfillment, as it aligns their actions with their values and allows them to contribute meaningfully to others' lives. For the recipient, it creates an environment of trust and respect, as it reflects a genuine desire to help without hidden agendas. Moreover, detached generosity has the potential to inspire others to adopt a similar mindset. When people witness acts of kindness that are free of expectation, they are often moved to pay it forward, creating a ripple effect of goodwill and compassion. This chain reaction not only strengthens relationships but also contributes to a broader culture of generosity and mutual support. For example, consider a community leader who dedicates their time to organizing events and initiatives that benefit others. Their selfless efforts inspire others to get involved, fostering a sense of connection and shared purpose. Over time, this collective generosity strengthens the fabric of the community, creating a legacy of kindness and collaboration. The paradox of generosity and respect. One of the paradoxes of detached generosity is that by giving without expecting anything in return, we often earn greater respect and admiration from others. This is because our actions reflect authenticity, confidence, and selflessness, qualities that are universally valued and appreciated. When people sense that our generosity is genuine, they are more likely to respond with gratitude and reciprocation. However, this response is not the goal of detached generosity but rather a natural byproduct of acting in alignment with our values. By focusing on the act of giving itself rather than its outcomes, we create an environment in which respect and appreciation naturally flourish. For instance, a manager who consistently supports their team members without expecting recognition earns their trust and loyalty over time. Their generosity, rooted in a genuine desire to help others succeed, fosters a positive and productive work environment, ultimately benefiting everyone involved. Cultivating a generous spirit. To cultivate a spirit of generosity, we must first develop a deep sense of gratitude and contentment. When we appreciate what we have and recognize the abundance in our lives, we are more inclined to share it with others. This gratitude not only enhances our own well-being but also creates a foundation for meaningful and authentic connections. The Stoics often reflected on the interconnectedness of humanity, emphasizing the importance of contributing to the greater good. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "What benefits the whole benefits the part." This perspective encourages us to view our acts of generosity as contributions to a larger purpose, fostering a sense of unity and shared responsibility. By giving freely and without expectation, we strengthen the bonds that connect us and create a positive impact that extends beyond ourselves. Conclusion: the legacy of detached generosity. Generosity without attachment is one of the highest expressions of Stoic virtue, as it reflects a deep commitment to living in harmony with one's values. By offering our talents, time, and kindness freely, we not only enrich the lives of others but also cultivate a sense of fulfillment and inner peace that transcends external circumstances. This Stoic approach to generosity challenges us to give without seeking validation, to act with integrity and self-sufficiency, and to find joy in the act of giving itself. In doing so, we embody the timeless wisdom of Epictetus' words. Don't explain your philosophy. Embody it. By living generously and without neediness, we inspire others not through words but through our actions, leaving a lasting impression of authenticity and respect. This legacy of detached generosity is not only a gift to those we encounter but also a profound testament to the strength and beauty of the human spirit.